Welcome to The Explainer. Look, today we're going to tear down the playbook for safely growing your creator business with multiple OnlyFans accounts. If you're even thinking about expanding, this is the essential guide to doing it right, without risking everything you've already worked so hard to build.
All right, let's just get right to it. The big question, the one probably bouncing around in your head, is how can you strategically expand your presence and, more importantly, your income? It's the goal for pretty much every successful creator. But the path to get there isn't always so clear.
So, what's the secret? What's the solution? Well, a lot of the top creators and agencies are all turning to the same strategy, running multiple accounts. And the core idea here is really simple, right? It's all about not putting all your eggs in one basket. This isn't just about making more money. It's about building a business that can actually last.
And look, this isn't just about having more accounts for the sake of it. It's about being way smarter with them. You can slice up your brand to cater to totally different niches. Like one for fitness, one for cosplay, with content that's super targeted. And crucially, this gives you a financial safety net. If one account gets flagged, your entire income doesn't just evaporate overnight. It's also the perfect sandbox to test out new, maybe kind of risky ideas before you roll them out on your main profile.
Okay, but here's the catch. And trust me, it is a huge one. There's a critical risk here that can bring your entire operation, everything, crashing down in a split second. One tiny, seemingly innocent mistake can create a digital thread that the platform uses to link all of your profiles together.
So, how do you avoid that absolute catastrophe? Well, you have to understand the platform's hidden risks. OnlyFans is incredibly, and I mean incredibly, sophisticated at connecting the dots. It's not just about what you put on your profile. It's about all the data they see behind the curtain.
You have to get this cause and effect relationship. It's so important. Think about it. Logging into different accounts from the same device or the same home Wi-Fi. Bam, they see it and they link the accounts. Using the same bank account for all your payouts? That's a massive red flag that gets you reviewed. And trying to create like 5 new accounts in one afternoon? That just screams suspicious activity and can get you banned on the spot.
And this brings us to the most advanced, kind of scary, behind-the-scenes tracking method they use, browser fingerprinting. The best way to think about it is like a unique digital signature. It's made up of hundreds of little data points from your browser, your screen size, your fonts. It's so specific, it can pinpoint you even if you clear your cookies or use incognito mode. This is the main technical wall you have to climb.
So how do we build that fortress around each and every account? Well, it all starts with a rock-solid foundation, and this is the non-technical stuff. Before you even think about software, you've got to get these basics right. These are the absolute non-negotiable first steps.
Okay, listen up, because this is a strict protocol. Every single account needs its own totally separate identity. I'm talking a unique email, a new phone number, different ID for verification, and a completely different bank account for payouts. And this last one is super important. You have to stagger their creation. Don't sign them all up at once. This whole process cuts those obvious threads the platform is looking for.
All right, now that we have the foundation, let's get a little more technical. Let's talk about the art of true digital isolation. This is where we fight back against that browser fingerprinting we just mentioned. This is how we build that digital shield around each of your profiles.
Okay, I really have to hammer this point home. Your normal browser, Chrome, Safari, even in incognito mode, it's just not going to cut it, not even close. It was never designed for this kind of security, and it will still leak all those little data points that connect your accounts together.
So to actually solve this, the pros are using 2 main approaches. You've got local software that creates these separate virtual browser profiles right there on your own computer. And then you have cloud-based tools that stream a totally clean remote browser right into a tab. The big difference? It's all about the digital footprint. One uses your own computer's resources, while the cloud one leaves 0 trace on your device, which is a massive plus for security.
So, when you're shopping for one of these tools, here's your checklist. These are the absolute must-haves. You need total isolation for every session. You need the ability to give each account its own unique IP address using a proxy. And ideally, you want that 0 local footprint for maximum security. And features like session timers and blur protection, they're critical, especially if you ever plan to hire an assistant and need to give them access without just handing over your passwords.
All right, this is the fun part.
Now that you're secure, you're isolated, you can finally stop playing defense and start playing offense. Let's dig into how you can actually leverage this whole multi-account setup to grow your brand and, yeah, make more money.
And one of the smartest ways to do this is with a tiered subscription model. Think about it. Your main account is your standard offer. Then you launch a second premium account with more exclusive stuff at a higher price for your absolute biggest fans. You can even create bundle deals to get them to subscribe to both. It's a brilliant way to maximize how much you earn from your most loyal supporters.
And look, you can't do this all by yourself. You'll burn out. You have to amplify your efforts by turning this into a real system. Use a content calendar to plan everything out. Create templates so you're not reinventing the wheel every day. Securely delegate tasks to virtual assistants. The whole point is to turn your solo gig into a streamlined, efficient business that can manage multiple brands without driving you crazy.
You know, it all really boils down to this one big idea. Huge success is totally possible. You can dramatically amplify your earnings and your reach, but, and it's a big but, it only works if you adopt that professional, security-first mindset and actually implement the strict isolation and disciplined habits we've been talking about. So look, we've just handed you the playbook. You've got the strategies for the foundation, for security, and for growth. The only question left is, are you ready to actually use it? Are you ready to build an operation that's not just making money today, but is strong and resilient enough to last for years to come?